Hey everyone, today we will build a simple yet fully functional Bitcoin wallet for iOS using SwiftUI and Bitcoin Dev Kit. We'll go from a completely blank project to a working wallet step by step, so let's go ahead and dive in. First, let's open Xcode. I have Xcode version 16.2 here. We'll create a new project and we're just going to do an iOS app, so we can click next here. I'm going to name my product Bitcoin Wallet. Just make sure for interface you use SwiftUI. We'll click next and then we can create it. Now let's just do a really quick UI change. We have this globe icon that we can see here. Apple has this app called SF Symbols that can show us all the different built-in icons that we can use. If we type in Bitcoin, those are supported. So thank you, Apple, for that. Let's go ahead and use Bitcoin sign. And so we just need to type that in right here. Awesome. And we've got our Bitcoin B symbol. Next, we will integrate BDK into our project. So we're going to use BDK Swift, and we just need to copy the URL right here. And it's as easy as hitting File, Add Package Dependencies, pasting that package URL here. And then we just released 1.1.0. So we're just going to use that exact version right now. Click Add Package. It'll take a few seconds, and then we'll add that to our project. And now let's just import Bitcoin Dev Kit. And let's just try to use something we know is in the library, something really simple like network. And we'll set it to testnet 4, which we just added recently as well. Cool, so perfect, everything works. We're pulling in network, which we know is from Bitcoin Dev Kit. And let's just do another thing real quick. Let's create seed words for our wallet. We'll just print them out real quick to the console and then hard code those words elsewhere into another method later. Okay, so now we have a mnemonic, but we want to build a wallet. So you can go to bookofbdk.com for a lot of great resources. This is the one we'll look at right now, and this is kind of the pattern we're going to follow. So part 1, we're going to construct this wallet type. Part 2, we need a blockchain client. And part 3, we need a persistence mechanism. So we'll construct this wallet. We're going to use Explora, and we're just going to use the mempool.space testnet4 API for that. And then for persistence mechanism, we're just going to create an in-memory wallet right now. So let's go ahead and start building this. Okay, so we have a wallet set up. Maybe the next thing we want to do is just show the balance of a wallet. So let's go ahead and set up the UI for that right now. All right, now that we have the UI built for this, let's go ahead and implement actually getting the balance. One of the things we'll want to touch on here is just in the cookbook section, there lays out a guide about syncing. And there's this full scan versus sync thing. So BDK 1.0 has full scan and it also has sync. Full scan is kind of trying to build up a complete picture from scratch, where sync is a little bit lighter than that. It can be thought of as catching up. We're going to use a mix of both right now. And so let's go ahead and start building that. All right, so we obviously have zero balance right now, so we need to get a receive address and actually get funds into that address for us to like see a balance on screen. So let's go ahead and implement just getting an address. And then let's build the UI for the address right now. Okay, let's go ahead and run the app, get an address, and then paste it into the mempool space faucet, and then see if we can get some sats from it. Awesome, so there's the 50,000 sats that we just received. So now let's go ahead and try to send some sats back to the faucet. All right, so now that we have the send built, let's actually try to send to see if it works. All right, perfect, and it worked. And so what would be really nice now is if we could see a whole list of the transactions, sends or receives. So let's go ahead and start implementing that right now as well. And then right now, this activity is still inside of this H stack that we created initially. Let's go ahead and move it out of there real quick. Okay, we have that moved in the proper place. Everything else here is looking good. Let's add some additional padding to the top, maybe just to have our balance not right at the top of the screen. All right, let's take a look at any last things we want to change. On the send, I think we want to go ahead and just refresh those transactions. And then as I look through the rest of the code, we can remove this padding. And I think that's it. So that was really fun. We have an even more fully featured wallet that is open source if you want to check it out. It's called BDK Swift Example Wallet, and it's under the BDK organization. So you can check that out. It even has a test flight that you can download and use. And thanks so much for building this iOS wallet with me using Bitcoin Dev Kit.